Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the five-digit European Cup. My name is Gammy Crayola, and joining me in the commentary booth is the lovely A Tommy. We are here with another round four Swiss stage match, and this is going to be a 2-1 match, a match between two 2-1 teams, and it will be Poland versus Czechia. This, on paper, is one of the closest matches that we have this weekend. I mean, Poland versus Czechia have been going through, a lot of ups and downs in their bracket. I believe in stage two, they were about one placement apart from each other in statistics. And in the previous stage, you saw Czechia number 4 overall with Poland at number 6. So, at least numbers wise, this is going to be one to watch. But, Tommy, what do you think about it?
I mean, you can't go wrong in saying that they are really close together. Even in the seeding, like in the initial qualifiers, they were specifically seed 6 and seed 7, respectively. So it's just insane to see. And we are finally seeing this matchup happen. Honestly, I wasn't even sure that it would happen because I was kind of feeling that one of the teams would be able to qualify before it. But here we go. And I can only say that this will be a big bloodbath.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna be getting into the ban phase very quickly. Looks like it's going to be Poland with the first ban. Um, just going to look at what these teams have been doing in the past, right? I think both of these teams are really up and down. And it is sort of the case where in group stage, low SR does make it so that it's very difficult to predict exactly what these teams are going for. Or it's very difficult to predict what exact scores they can get on it because everything is so low SR, everything is so coin flippy. At the end of the day, it could just be up to a bad day for a certain team. But we are going to see that first ban from Poland coming in on Hard Rock 1, understandably so. I believe Czechia has been showing incredible prowess on Hard Rocks this entire tournament. Believe even in their seeding, their Hard Rock 1 performance was, not at the tippy top, but in their stage 2 performance, I believe they were number 1 in the Hard Rock 1. So, where consistency on Hard Rock is concerned, Czechia is definitely up there. Ban is going to go back into the hands of, no, wait. Is that, wait, hold up. Yeah, alright, the ban is going to go back into the hands of Czechia now with their ban upcoming.
Yeah, I mean, we will have to see what Czechia will ban, but I'm pretty much expecting something along the ban of TT2, as we can see happen right now, or not normal, F3 mod 1. Because as you can see, everyone knows, Poland is one of the better teams on tapping skill set in the tournament. They are just destroying, be it qualifiers, with number 1 or number 2, or just later stages. They are always quite dominant on tapping. And well, this ban is very expected. But what is more interesting is what they will be actually picking. Because honestly, I feel like they are so close together. The only difference between them is, I guess, consistency on specific skill sets. For example, Czechia is a little bit more consistent, a little bit better, I guess, on some skills like aim, right? So DT1, Nomad 1, I guess HD1 this time around too. This will be the maps I think that Czechia might really capitalize on, but Poland, I mean,
I think the ones are definitely a good shout, and on the flip side, we are gonna see Poland in fact going in for the what's that, free mod 1 pick. That's a free mod 1 pick. Yep. As you were saying before, right, Tommy, Poland on the mechanics is an extremely scary pair. So this is going to be Equinox 7 intervals. This is a 228 BPM classic silver boxer mechanics check, of course, with all of the respective mods. Definitely going to be quite a bit harder on the Hard Rock than perhaps the Hidden. AR 9.5 pretty comfortable on Hidden, all things considered. So really the increased OD is going to be the main point of contention for whoever is tanking that Hard Rock. It's on maps like this where your anchors are definitely going to be very important, especially given how this is a map where low SR mechanics is definitely a toss-up. It's definitely something that anybody can get a good score on. So we'll have to wait and see what's gonna happen with this kind of map.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, but this time around it is a little bit higher in star rating, the overall difficulty of the maps. So I think that Poland should be pretty much a clear winner this time around. The first few picks might be just straight around, but yeah, I mean, just look at that 230 BPM, pretty much stamina base break from up. It's really hard to just survive on it, and yeah, I can only say a lot of good luck to Czechia. They might get it, but it will be hard.
Yeah, definitely, right? But honestly, first pick for Poland, you're definitely expecting something very, very strong for that. So, definitely understandable, even if they lose this. Poland has been having their starting lineup sitting for quite a long time. Illumina, Obrit, Iron Q, and Ball 3D for the side of Poland. Meanwhile, Czechia are going to be fielding Banana Eater, William, Adisor, and Hazuki Sendai. Good luck, have funs are coming in chat, and this is going to be the opening pick of this Seed 6 versus Seed 7 match. I can't wait, Tommy. I can't wait to see what these players have for us.
This will be really fun, and we do see good luck and have fun in the chat. That means that we will be starting really soon, and hopefully none of the teams will be disappointing us today. And here we go. Loading up little by little. Yeah.
Yeah, the mod lineups are going to be showing. It looks like Ball 3D and Obrit going to be taking that hidden up, while RNQ is taking the hard rock. And meanwhile, on the side of Czechia, William going to be the one taking the hard rock alongside Hazuki Sendai. So, two hiddens, two hard rocks. Very, very balanced matchup here. Early misses going to be coming in from Hazuki. That is going to cause the scoreline to shift, slightly in favor of Poland, but swiftly traded on by Willumina, which means that things are going to even up. I will say though, an important thing to look out for on this map is going to be the accuracy, especially coming from the hard rock player, right? The hard rock player with that OD10 is going to have a significantly harder time trying to get the accuracy, especially if they're not consistent on the BPM. And as you can see right here, the hard rock accuracy from Czechia not looking too hot. Iron Q is just blowing them completely out of the water right now, but there is still a lot of map left, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and as we are talking about that, there is some small misses from one of the teams, but still, look at the ball, still, one SS still holding from Ball 3D, even with HD, that's still insane. But also, look at all red, HR, 98.9% accuracy, almost 99, pushing to the last 99. Oh wow, that is so insane, but even considering all the accuracies, the combo is relatively even, slightly in front of Poland, so even considering that we are already halfway through the map, we have to be careful, we have to look, because any miss will determine a lot on this match. This is even considering the accuracy.
Yeah, right. Very, 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 very pivotal misses can come in right now. I mean, it's already 180k in favor of the red side, and it's looking very, very rough for them to come back. They need to find at least 3 misses if they want to even begin to think about this comeback. And as Hazuki Sendai and Banana Eater continue to find misses, that window is closing and closing. It's growing to a 400k score lead in favor of Poland, as they are standing strong with 3 FCs and a massive recovery to boot. Looking for that first point, a very, very confident first point to put up on the board on intervals. Fantastic first pick.
Yeah, I mean, insane performance, but still, you can look at Czechia. They are still considering, doing insanely great. Like, look at Tentisor with the mod 99.6% accuracy. Insane FC, but it's just not enough. Poland is such a powerhouse with 3 FCs.
3.8, man. Wow.
Yeah, that's insane. Absolute insanity. And Viljumina only with 1 miss at the very start of the map. That's, I mean, you can't
It's Poland, man. It's Poland. It's Poland.
It's Poland. You can't say much more, and that is the first pick towards them, the first point towards them. Czechia would have to respond.
Yep, that right. Respond indeed. I think, me personally, I think that Czechia goes for an aim pick here. If I had to put my finger down on one exactly, I would probably look to go for the hiddens if I were Czechia right now. I mean, Poland, Poland likes playing away. Seems to like playing away from that hidden one pick. Perhaps they're less comfortable on it. Perhaps they've banned it every single time. I'm not too sure, but the hidden one seems pretty reasonable for them. do know though that Hidden One is slightly techy, but I think generally the general skill set might favor Czechia just that little bit more. The DT pool is completely out of the question. The other thing I could potentially see them going into is one of the more control-y slots or the gimmicks, and we do in fact see the latter getting picked with that free mod too. This is the anti-mod map.
Yeah, and well, there is also one of the picks that can be going towards Czechia, of course, right? The reason why they are picking it first. I do have to say that on free mod so far, Poland had some slight troubles. They had some, of course, right, carries, as you can remember it on, that showed up quite well in the last stage of the Swiss stage, but there was just not a lot of support on free mods. So that might be a thing that Czechia is trying to gamble on, right? But
yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, you can never be too sure in a matchup such as this one, right? Again, it's all about the coin flip. It's all about how consistent you can be at this kind of SR. I will say though, I really like Czechia's very confident pick into that free mod. You know, you just got stomped on the free mod one, but they're telling you it's not about the mod slot, or it's not about the mod group. It's about the map. So they're instantly going for this free mod 2 pick to put a confident front foot on the board. We're gonna have to see if that pays off, but you know, me personally, I definitely think Czechia had the upper hand when it comes to these more gimmicky picks. We'll have to wait and see if it pays off though. This map, Issei no De, it's a very very classic free mod map, right? I believe this was a custom for PTSB, round of 32 free mod 2, so it's basically mapped for the slot. This map, AR8 CS5, really just everything you're expecting from an anti-mount mod, and overall, you know, this map is pretty generic, awkward aim. I will say some of the sliders in this map definitely definitely make the map feel like it's dragging just that little bit longer. You know, it feels like it's slowly eating your inputs just that little bit, but overall, there's really nothing too special to comment on.
I mean, yeah, of course. But yeah, anyway, we do have again good to have fun in the chat. That means that we will be starting again soon, and I'm really pumped to see what will actually Czechia show up, especially what will be the mod distribution this time around. They might even go overboard, right? Overboard. I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway, William probably an HR, I guess, from the side of Czechia. Very interesting to see. There is not a lot to say. Yep. And here we go.
Oh, Frodzinski with the easy. Looky.
Oh, wow. Yeah, a little bit of a cheeky pick, I guess. But I guess it might just work out for them. Oh, wow.
Yeah, definitely. It takes confidence to go easy on a free mod, and we've seen a lot of success from other teams with the easy. This easy multiply is 1.6 though, so a lot of pressure on them to secure the bag or secure the FC for this one. Early days, you know, nothing really much to comment about when it comes to the score. I will say though, it is going to be a little bit unclear given how Frodzinski is going for that easy. But as I say that, Obrecht going to be opening up the map with the first miss. Not quite what you want to see from the no mod anchor from Poland, but you know, there's still a lot of time for combos to be rebuilt. However, it is kind of similar to the start of free mod 2 of free mod 1, pardon me. Just this time on a different side. That scoreline is going to shift pretty heavily in favor of the right side, as they're still confidently holding these big scores. But into the first KI, here's where we are expecting to see some action on the board.
Yeah, we are expecting to see it. So far, it seems like there is no misses around. The only one drop was from Obrecht, I believe, and they are just still going strong. 2 easies from the side of Poland, still I've seen, still keeping that perfect accuracy, except for Frodzinski that just found the miss at Obrecht, as I was saying, that which is just so desperately unfortunate for Poland, and Czechia will be getting a big lead now, increasingly.
I can't believe it, Tommy. This is literally just a repeat of what we saw from the free mod 1, just with the script flipped. You know, an early miss from William proceeds to get a massive recovery combo and then 3 FCs. But as I say that, unfortunately, Banana Eater is going to find a miss, but it's not going to matter too much as Willumina finds a miss shortly as well to trade it. So, For what it's worth, another very convincing lead. About 800k, but it's kind of inaccurate given Fozinski's multiplier. It doesn't matter, however. Last quarter of the map with absolute confidence. It's just a matter of how far Manhattan Cafe and Andy Saw can take it right now.
Yeah, but just look at the side of Czechia. These two HR players still keeping the NFC, and the great accuracy at that 98.3 and 97.55. That's just honestly a masterclass so far. As I was saying, again, a small miss from William, but it still will not be getting off from his great performance so far in this match. But yeah, it will be a pretty much secured win. A point for Czechia, and yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we are just starting. This is how a heavyweight bout starts. This is always how a heavyweight bout starts. Both teams instantly opening up with extremely confident picks. So 1-1. There's nothing much more to say.
Yeah, little of exchange of blows, just probing the defenses of the other, of each other. But yeah, so far both teams are going strong. The problem is that there is not going to be a lot of those picks that they pretty much bout like that. And I personally would say that there is not even much left for Poland. I mean,
I'm still looking at the Nomad 2 for Poland, right? That's 200 BPM. That's pretty basic. Pretty basic stream maps there. Nothing much there to trip you up. I do say it's a pretty basic stream map, but there is a sizable amount of aim here and there. And it's mostly more about flowing than it is raw mechanics. But given how convincing of a Storm Free Mod 1 is, I would be remiss if they didn't, opt to go for this at least either now or sometime later on in the match.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But yeah, I guess we will be seeing pretty much number 2 now from Poland. But yeah, number 2. As you were expecting.
Here we go.
Yeah. Also, it was said 200 BPM, just some stamina, a little bit of decelerate streams, but it's not very flowy. So a lot will depend pretty much, I believe, on accuracy of both of the teams. I do expect to see quite a few of these. But yeah, I guess it should be technically on the side of Poland, right? I mean, they have just
definitely.
Right? But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. In a question about accuracy or mechanics, Poland is definitely the team that you're looking at, right? But I mean, I like to mention that even in qualifiers, Poland might have gotten seed 1, but Czechia was right on their tail on seed 3. I think, comparing this kind of map to the one that we saw in qualifiers, right? It is pretty damn similar. Wireless Dreams 200 BPM. This map is also 200 BPM. So I think this is if there was ever going to be a contested pick on mechanics, this is definitely the most contested that I could see a mechanics pick going. So it's gonna be up to how strong Czechia can fight back on this kind of pick.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And so far we see that both teams are pretty much ready. Most of the horses are already in the lobby, and this and William from the side of Czechia. And Poland is already full with McBlood, Ball 3D, Illumina, and Obred. We will be looking closely towards Illumina, especially considering that in the last match he was able to get the only in the match FC of DT2. I believe it's a little bit lucky in accuracy, but still crazy score. And yeah, good luck have fun in the chat. That means that we will be starting again.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what Czechia responds to this pick. I'm already thinking about the future here, right? Because we are seeing Poland basically burn out on all of their hard mechanics picks. After this, there won't be any sort of mechanic safety net for Poland to lean on. So, winning this point is pretty important for Poland. If Czechia can take a point of this, it's going to be huge when it comes to swinging the tempo of this matchup. But with that, let's jump straight into Hopeful Heil. Magblood and Corp subbing in for both of their respective teams.
Yeah, and jump in we will go, because it is a little bit of an easy start, right? A bit of going back and forth, just getting into the groove of the map, but still we see some accuracy drops immediately, especially from William and from the side of Czechia. and that is not a great sign so far. And this will be going to be the first, I guess, stream part of the map.
Yep. This map instantly attacks these players with the streams, right? This is the main gist of the map. 200 BPM spaced streams attacking these players. Some XL, some D cells, but you know, on an astronomy map, you can't really go too crazy. William, however, is going to be the first one to find the miss on the angular change, and now it's 4 FCs to 3. It's on a map like this where leads can generate extremely fast as the combo numbers it can be racked up incredibly quickly. A few airdrops coming in from Willumina, but it's still not going to be enough. Alongside Magblood as well, a bit of shakiness here and there, but nothing too stranger from the rest of the lobby. Corpse as well, just falling behind with the 94. But Bolt 3D, however, gonna find a miss, and it's going to even the scoreline. 3 FCs to 3.
Yeah, it will be wind up a little bit, but Corpse finds another miss, and even considering that he had all accuracy in his team, it's still a little bit big. They will be keeping in the equilibrium, but with another miss from Williams, the scoreboard will be going towards Poland little by little, especially with another miss from Corpse, and going into the slow part, we will be seeing a big increase little by little from Poland.
That's why, I mean, they're just the scoreline is just compounding towards this left side, with a slow section here is just going to add more free combo to the toll. And right now, I mean, once again, another decisive lead coming in from Poland going into the last third of the map. It is still possible for Czechia to make this comeback, especially given how Magblood does find a miss. Now it's just Willumna versus Obrit as Vol 3D leaves them to fend against anything Czechia has in the counter attack. The supporting combos are somewhat there from William and Corpse, but they need more of that support from where that came from. And for what it's worth, the FCs cannot afford to falter. But however, William finds a miss that's not going to do them any favors. Ball 3D and Magblood still being kept on the down low, but 2 FCs to 2 till the very end is just going to continue to stagnate, and stagnation is just going to favor Poland more and more. It's just gonna be a war survival as the most intensive flowing sections of the map come in. They clear the rest of the ranks of Czechia. 4-way miss.
Oh wow, that is absolutely insane. Just look at that. The map is coming to the goals, and just pretty much the deciding factor so far was, I guess, the accuracy from Czechia. Those big chain hundreds from especially Corpse and William were just way too much to handle, even with some misses from both Rie and Magblood towards the end of the map, and just so unfortunate. But still, such a great performance from both of the teams. It was very fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely, right. It was looking very, very doable from Czechia, but at the end of the day, that consistent anchor from Willumina and Obrit really just held down the fort and prevented any sort of counter attack. That's just the Poland special mechanics. But with that, we are going to move on to the next pick, and it's going to be in the hands of Czechia. I am interested to see what Czechia goes for here. I'm still definitely eyeing that they're a hidden pick, either hidden 1 or hidden 2. I'm just purely off the fact that it seems as though Czechia can field a lot of hidden players, right? In both of the free mods, we saw them predominantly run hidden as their strategy. Even though Poland might have ran it easy or whatnot, they stuck to the hidden and it worked. So that sort of speaks to the strength that Czechia has overall on the hiddens. I wouldn't go for a GT1 or No Mod 1, even though I think that it's stronger for Czechia overall, because you know, you wouldn't want to pick these sort of RNG conflict maps so early. But no, I've been proven wrong. They instead decide to go into the Hard Rock 2.
Oh wow, this is an interesting pick, because I do believe that this is one of the hardest map of this pool at the very least. Big spaces, high CS, and just kind of a, I guess, a little bit techy nature of the map is just making it unbearable to keep good accuracy or combo, and that might just be what Czechia is going for. Just getting a little bit of this skill cap, or a bit, I guess, abusing their ability of HR, just going crazy at it. And we'll have to see if Poland will be able to, well, stand up to the challenge.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this Hard Rock 2... This Hard Rock 2 is, I believe, a bit of a special one. This map comes in at 126 BPM, so you already know it's a bit funky. This is sort of techy. I would call it techy, but it really doesn't sound or feel like a tech map. It's a lot of big and weird sliders that, on that precision, it's gonna be a bit more tricky to follow, alongside weird control patterns as well. A lot of snap aim patterns. I believe somewhere in the first quarter of the map, you can find these these weird doubles that clear the screen, these cut doubles that clear the screen. And overall, this map features a lot of aim diversity, so definitely going to test the flexibility of these players on this incredibly perilous CS.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of this high difficulty of the maps, this is why I personally was not really considering it as one of the early picks, because it is pretty much something that you have to be really good at to really capitalize on the difference between the teams. But I guess Czechia is feeling really confident today, and we will have to see if they will be able to prove it, as we are seeing good luck of fun again in the chat, and we will be starting them up shortly.
Yeah, here we go. Definitely one of the more interesting maps to look at. It looks like Arthur Bestia and Iron Q are going to be the ones coming in from Poland, and meanwhile Czechia is going to be bringing in Hydrogen Baby for the final fourth. Here we go. Chat Blanc. This is one of the funky maps in the pool. One of the more funky maps in the pool. Illumina gonna be the first one to go down, and instantly as the map comes in, you get to see what it's all about. It's all about these weird slider overlap patterns, these weird sort of swing patterns, alongside the occasional long spaced flowing pattern. William is going to be the first one on the Czechia side to find that miss. And with that, an early lead going to swing in favor of Poland as Willumina builds up that support.
Yeah, and thus we are saying that Manhattan Cafe finds another miss that will be going towards the bond. The crew will be going slightly, but still, nevertheless, it will really depend on how good all teams will be at keeping at least combo so far on this map, and it seems like it is still quite a challenge, because it do seem some repeated misses from Willumina, and well, accuracies across the board don't seem to look that great, except for Iron Q. His 96% accuracy still leagues above everyone else, except Kazakhstan Sendai, of course. One of the carries from Czechia, we are going into a little bit of a KI, and it seems like there is still some accuracy drops and misses, especially from Czechia, from Hazuki, Manhattan, and William. Triple break, and that is just very fortunate for Poland. They will be going to getting a big advantage now, because there is not a lot of map left, and it seems like there is just no wait for Czechia now to come back, even with some miss from Obred and the Iron kill. And also in Illumina, it's still just not enough. Over 500k score difference, and that will be a first break point of the match, and the point that they will be going towards Poland.
Yeah, that's why I was so worried about a pick like this, right? I normally wouldn't associate Czechia with a team that wants to willingly go into the Hard Rocks, and it just showed here, right? Poland is just Poland just has them beat on the Hard Rocks, especially from Arthur Bestia. I mean, phenomenal 91% accuracy alongside Obrid as well. The combo game from both of them was incredibly powerful. Not to mention Iron Cube with the accuracy buffer to really secure that pick and nail that pick into the board. So with that, it's gonna be 3-1 early break point from Poland, and this is a dangerous spot because now Poland is in the picking zone. They are in the driver's seat, so anything they go here, they're probably favored to win, and with that, they just instantly go into that very, very dangerous match point position for Czechia. The pressure is on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess we could see Poland going towards Nomad 5 at some point, because it does have some, typing control abilities, qualities of the map, but I don't know, I'm not sure that it is enough to get a definite advantage in this match. But to be fair, there's not really a lot of maps that you can really get a definite advantage on. So, as I'm saying, we see Nomad 5 from Poland, and yeah, this will be something that we'll be seeing really early today. But yeah, I have to mention about the Hard Rock 2, insane score from not Hard Rock, tech carry of Poland with only 0 misses. That's kind of insane, but yeah. Alright.
Yeah, this number 5 is a pretty interesting pick from Poland. It's completely out. It's completely in the gray area of this match, right? I mean, I don't think any of these teams have none of these teams have interacted with a control map of this caliber. I guess you could count Hard Rock 2 Hard Rock 2 as such, but it's not rhythmically dense in the same way that this Nomad 5 is, right? This Nomad 5 features a lot of these weird aim patterns, but more importantly features these weird rhythm change patterns, a lot of 1/3, a lot of 1/4, not to mention the patterning just adding to that difficulty overall. This is a rhythm gimmick map at its finest. So pretty interesting that Poland would decide to go for a pick like this. Would have expected them to instead go for something like DT3, but you know, it is what it is. Perhaps, you know, they were just living off that high on the Hard Rock 2 and they just want to double down into the mechanics. But if you ask me, this is not the kind of pick that I would have expected Poland to go for.
I mean, yeah, but I guess they are same, I guess, as Czechia for the two. They are trying to put their strengths above the Czechia and just gamble all on red, all on the fact that they will not be able to control those 1/3, 1/4 patterns. And I guess we'll have to watch and see, because I'm not really sure if it will be actually the case. But yeah, anyway, good luck, have fun to the teams, and we will be starting with Obred, Artur Bestia, Francinski, and Iron Q from Poland, and Manhattan Cafe, Banana Eater, Andy Sour, and Cops from Czechia.
Yeah, that's right. Another very, very short map in the pool, 2 minutes and 15 seconds long. Man, it's just been short maps after short maps. A lot of 2-minute stuff in this pool, and honestly, you know, I'm all for it. My ADHD brain is all for it. Thank God Haro 1 got banned. But anyways, jokes aside, it's gonna be Sven Noob, the nap, or the map. Oh my goodness, pardon me. Some early stages of the map, you know, the team's just slowly getting used to what the map is all about. The density is going to be cranked up quite a bit. I am interested in seeing how the accuracies look like on this kind of map, but I guess we'll have to wait and see as the map begins to fire itself up.
Yeah, and we can immediately see that there are some players that are not really feeling too comfortable. For example, Arthur Bestia and Cops, they are still working 93-94% accuracy versus 98 across the board, but there is 3 misses on the map, 2 from Czechia, 3 now from Czechia, and 1 from Poland, from no bread. That's going to be a big advantage towards the Poland team, and considering the short size of the map, it's just way too bad. But we do see some equalizer of police from Arthur Bestia, and everything can change, but there is still some map left.
Yeah, I'm being forced to eat my words, guys. A complete combo wipe from Czechia. And meanwhile, you know, Poland holding those 3 large combos now. Unfortunately, gone with Arta and Forzinski finding their misses. But Iron Q, however, still just holding down the fort, not just in combo, but in accuracy as well. Phenomenal stuff from them. 600 combo and counting with 96. I mean, that is incredibly impressive on a map like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. The guy that actually showed himself up in the last round, P6, I believe, individual, just doing his stuff, still seeing the map with 96% accuracy. That's just honestly insane score so far, but still Czechia is trying to hold on. Banana Eater, Eddie Sau getting some recovery stops too, but it's just not enough yet. There's not a lot of map, not a lot of nodes left, and they need to see a lot of breaks, a lot of misses from the side of Pond if they want to get some kind of a comeback, get this break point towards them, but it's so hard. I'm not sure if it will actually happen. I mean, there is no map. Yeah.
No, and especially with Iron Q just constantly blocking out any sort of response from Poland. I mean, what can you even do? The ending combos of Anisora and Corpse, you know, the entirety of the Czechian roster, in fact, was very, very solid. But unfortunately, you know, when you're faced up against a massive FC, the highest accuracy and combo in the lobby, what can you even do?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was a good gamble for Poland, that's for sure. And they are going strong with 4-1 lead in this match, something that I'm not sure someone really was expecting, at least. I mean, in the 3 stage, that's for sure. But yeah, still, this is a pick of Czechia. All the pressure is now on them. They have to find not only one of their picks, they need to find at least 1, or I would suggest 2 breakpoints now. And I'm not sure what they can go for. here. I mean, I guess you can do the HD1 as you were suggesting, Camilla, but I'm not sure, especially considering that all did show themselves pretty nicely on some HD lately, getting, I believe, number 1 on HD2 in the last round of the 3 stage, but who am I to know?
Yeah, but by the end of the day, you really need to stick to what you are confident on, and I frankly think that Czechia is probably better off going into a hidden pick rather than any other pick, right? Because everything is just so dangerous. I was about to say, in fact, the Nomad 1 might have been it might have been time for the Nomad 1 pick, and you know what? They do go for the Nomad 1 pick.
Here we go, yeah, banger from Sobi. Again, a little bit bigger map size, especially considering what we saw so far, 3-11 minutes, but yeah. This will be really interesting to watch because both of the teams they can really show up. They can basically every single player from both of the teams can exceed this map, right? But I'm not so sure about the consistency. Consistency, at least on paper, is a little bit more favored towards Czechia, but you just gotta consider the nerves. You are behind by 3 points. You cannot lose any more maps. That's it. And that might just be big enough of a mental obstacle for Czechia to overcome that they do not be able to overcome.
Yeah, definitely. This is the kind of map where you can expect 8 FCs from all across the board, right? Number 1, the most accessible map in the pool, alongside a relatively comfortable SR for these players. So it's just going to be a war of attrition. This is the longest map that we've seen today, coming in at 3 minutes and 11 seconds long. Honestly, on the shorter side for a Nomad 1. But the BPM is slightly on the higher side, going about 208. Slightly higher than what you typically see from the Nomad 1 stop. But regardless, I don't think that's going to be large enough to thwart any of these players when it comes to their comfort on this hidden one.
Yeah, but I guess you will have to say, especially considering that there might be some also, I mean, never mind, Bunch did fix itself, and we do see Virna back in the game, and so far it seems like both of the teams are going strong, of course, in the the sound, but yeah, I guess even the accuracy is now going slightly towards Czechia, especially with some hunters from both VD and, well, Iron Q, but yeah, still going strong, still going, and we will be going little by little towards first KI of the month, hopefully soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a while before we see any action on the board, right? Even in the KIs, I have full confidence that all of these players can handle it relatively comfortably. Really, again, it's just gonna be about that war of attrition. In Nomad 1s, the most dangerous thing to yourself is the nerves. But however, Hydrogen Baby is gonna be the one to find that first miss. Not quite what you want to see right before that KI. Usually, you want to duke it up on the tapping section, comes here, and nobody finds the miss. And it's just going to be all down to the aim sections. Here we go. 4 FCs to 3 in favor of Poland right now, and it's going to continue to grow as Hydrogen Baby finds another miss. 60k now in favor of Poland, and it just seems as though Hydrogen Baby can't seem to get it going, continuing to find misses here and there. Clearly not too happy with himself.
Yeah, it seems like this just disadvantage, especially in points, might be just more big enough for Hydrogen Baby, because I mean, everyone already knows that Hydrogen Baby is already one of the biggest carriers of Czechia, and think this performance so far is just very heartbreaking for Czechia fans. But it is how it is. We have to keep rolling, we have to keep going, and the rest of the team of the Czechia is still going strong. Good accuracies, those combo across the board, but still, they need to see some big breaks, big troubles from the side of Poland, and not sure if they will be able to see them, especially considering that there is only the last third of the map left and not a lot of combat. They need basically the full wipe from the Poland right now.
But there is still time, final KI, miracles can happen, and it's definitely what they need. The scoreboard opens up. Hydrogen Baby CC is the only one faltering, and that must be heartbreaking for yourself as the captain of your team. But nonetheless, you need to continue rolling, as you say, Tommy, and into that final KI they go. Unfortunately, William is going to be the first one to go down in this KI. 4 FCs still staring down the likes of Czechia as we get into this final quarter of the map. Hazuki Sendai as well finding the miss, and now it's just gonna be the Poland show through and through. They are looking to take this all the way, just like they did in Fremont 1. They're just going and going and going. 1.2k from the entire roster. Are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it? 98 staring down the ranks of Czechia. And what a way to close off a match with a 4-way FC from Poland.
Oh wow, that's just incredible. I mean, just look at that. 4 FCs. When was what time we saw that?
Okay, okay.
I mean, come on.
All right. Okay. Yeah. You know, sometimes you just do things. With that, there is going to be a 5-1 victory in favor of Poland, and with that, Poland will be qualifying to the bracket stage. This was the 2-1. This is the matchup between the 2-1 teams, so it's gonna be one more match for Czechia. They want to, you know, move into the bracket stage of 5 EC, but Poland guaranteed security into the bracket stage, being the first team, I believe, of this week to meet that mark. So congratulations to Team Poland. But with that, I think that's all we have for you guys today. We have a bunch. It's early on in the week. We have a long list of matchups that are coming up. I believe you should be able to see it on the stream, or if you want, you can always check the sheet, look at the schedules. But I believe with that, I think that's all we have. My name has been Gary Kurla. His name was Tommy. And with that, we will see you when we do. Goodbye.